Hello, so hopefully you'll get a notification for this. This was one of those streams today where I didn't know what time I'd be on. It turns out it ends up being 8 o'clock anyway, but it was one of those days where, I didn't know if I'd be able to schedule it all around that, but hope to see you all on here. So I thought for today's stream, we could discuss some of the implications for coronavirus rather than corona itself, but, what it might do economically in the long term, short term, what sort of social unrest it might cause. The video tomorrow is about some of that's going on as well. Yeah, don't forget to like the stream. That's a good thing, Noskio. Also, I'm drinking something a bit more upmarket today. It's champagne, but I don't even like champagne. It's just we had some to drink up in the house. So my dad's like, oh, let's just drink a whole bottle of champagne between the both of us. So, why is Trump triggered, Ethan? Although I did think that American, of New York? Governor of New York? Cuomo, whatever his name was? Como? I can't remember his name. The Italian bloke. Italian-American bloke. I thought he was saying a lot of very sensible stuff when they... Well, let's go through your list, Callum, then. Financial collapse, yeah, definitely. We're going to get a depression, if not a recession. Totalitarianism, I imagine a lot of governments won't release emergency powers when they should. Yep. Urban warfare, yeah, it could be boogaloo. Does that must mean shit hits the fan? Well, the stock market's been going down constantly, Ethan. I mean, it's had days where it bounces back, but let's have a look. What's the FTSE been like today? FTSE's actually finished up today. What about Dow Jones? How's Dow Jones been? But the Dow Jones is down. Right, okay. That'd be interesting, Seth. So how would a digital dollar work exactly? Yeah, I've heard of that, David. That's actually one of the things that's mentioned in tomorrow's video I've got going on. But where are you stuck then, Bruno? I'm sorry to hear that, but whereabouts are you stuck? I know a lot of people at the moment are stuck abroad in various countries just because there aren't flights running or they're extortionate amounts. So the money printer's going, David. Yeah, that will fix the problem, won't it? It really worked for Weimar, Germany. Oh, wait, it didn't work. But in 2015, Mo, what reason did he have to buy all those ventilators? Just out of interest, because obviously I'm not American. But, But back in 2015, why would you buy a lot of ventilators? It's very strange for me, Suka Nuggets. It's kind of relaxing because I don't need to do anything other than YouTube stuff and just clean up bits on a house. But at the same time, it gets a bit maddening just not being able to visit friends. All right, glad you liked the video, Samuel. So you're in Germany. At least Germany's got a good healthcare system, Bruno. So I guess if you're ill or something in Germany, you've got a good healthcare system there. But yeah, you don't want to be stuck away from home, do you? Yeah, Noski, I definitely think there's going to be civil unrest in some places. Again, if people get run out of food, they're not going to be very happy. If people get into massive debt or are going to get evicted, even though they can't work because they're told not to work, then it will get pretty ugly. I mean, Cindy, the problem is in the US, it's going to probably vary from state to state response, isn't it? But I think Trump's But bear in mind, in the UK, it's only as of, I think, today or yesterday, different news outlets were saying, oh, should China be held responsible for this? When everybody back in January who was watching it on the internet said, China's definitely lying about the numbers. It wasn't called Chernobyl for nothing. But Samuel says, I am in Israel and running out of FFP3 masks. Thanks for your videos. I decided to use my Shalom civilian mask with renewed filters. Right, that's good. But yeah, if you've got the civilian Israeli masks, they're much better than disposable masks. The only good thing of disposable masks is you can just throw it away easily. But PMG definitely. Yugoslavian M1s are one of the worst masks I've got, RC Guy. I kind of like them just because they're quaint, but they're not... Also, they're finally organised saying, oh, it might be airborne, even though that was clear from how infectious it was ages ago. eBay. Oh, the problem is, Druid, is apparently Israel doesn't make civilian masks for all their civilians anymore. Apparently they thought it cost too much or something. So yeah, back in the day, Israel had enough masks for all the civilians and military, but apparently they don't anymore. Surgical masks, Cindy, protect other people from you, not you from other people. Surgical masks are basically just like a sneeze guard being put on your face. Nearly always eBay, Ethan. Secretly, I don't know, Squishy Dog, if you'd call it secretly, they've been involved in industrial espionage for a while, the Communist Chinese Party, of Chinese Communist Party, or they're called CCP, but, you know, did they certainly hide the figures of how bad it really was, so lots of nations didn't act as fast as they should have done? Yes, but we've all been saying that from the beginning on here. And that's not me pretending I'm smart, it's just fucking obvious. If you have a communist state and something goes horribly wrong, commies don't like to tell the truth, right? That's, you know, look at what the Soviets did with Chernobyl. Oh, there is no nuclear disaster. Okay, there is a nuclear disaster, but it's not a very bad one. It's the exact same thing, isn't it? There's not an outbreak. Oh, there might be an outbreak, but it's definitely under control. It's not human-to-human transmissible. Or it might be human-to-human, but it's not all that infectious. Oh, it is infectious, but it's not all that dangerous. You know, it was all that sort of stuff. It was just the levels where the lying just changes. I'll do that at some point, David, if I can get any bags. You know, I'll have a look into doing it. But I think it would work, in all honesty. If it's a decent heaper bag where air can flow through it, but it's filtering the air, it would work. Just sticking it over your head, I imagine, as long as you don't suffocate. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have seen videos like that, unfortunately, Peacemaker. I think if you're deliberately trying to spread an infectious disease, you should probably get pretty harshly dealt with. Because you also get things like that with, you know, lots of other things where even in the UK, you get people who are like spitting at paramedics saying, oh, I'm going to give you corona. If they have it or not, I don't know. But, you know, it's still a dickish thing to do, isn't it? Not that I know of. Yeah, I'll have to be careful about using the words shooting people on stream, Rajput. But yes, I'm not too much disagreeing with that, or people vandalizing ambulances. Like in the video that I've got coming out tomorrow, I pretty much said in there, you know, I can understand some people not liking the police, but when it's directed towards paramedics and firemen, it's like, what the fuck? They are not, you know, paramedics and firemen are not coming to oppress you. Oh, that's good then, Samuel. But yeah, I'd heard from some of my Israeli viewers, they don't give them out anymore. Is it just you have to go to the effort of going to get them rather than... But I'll make sure I repeat that if I remember to any of my other Israeli viewers. Thank you, that come on and say they've not got a mask. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think my M15 is probably behind me still somewhere. But where, it's probably buried. But saying that, I might have put it away. Or put it in the satchel. But, yeah. Thank you very much, the mythical frog. Let me add you. I just need to load up Discord. Just bear with me a second. Add friend. You put your ID in. Oh, so how's everybody anyway? I'm alright. Although, now, completely unrelated to Corona, I know you're not meant to hold a champagne glass like that, or wine glass. Does anybody else not like champagne? I'm drinking it because it's alcoholic. But in terms of it actually being tasty, I do not like champagne. We're drinking it up just simply because it's there and we want to get rid of it. And yeah, out of all the wines, I prefer much stronger tasting wines. And I like flat wines. I don't like fizzy wines. Yeah, a lot of people think there might be a bit of a baby boom, tingles, or whatever your name is. Sorry, the chat's moving too fast. Just because people are stuck in their houses and bored, so fucking something to do, I guess. I know it's not White Wolf, but I'm an Anglo, and there's nothing English like more than drinking. Wow, it's been in the cupboard for a while, Spooky. So if anybody in my household has infected it by touching it in the cupboard, I'd have got it from those people anyway in the house. That's interesting, Wendy, but we've pretty much finished this bottle of champagne between two of us today, so it won't be ages for another one gets opened. I think, weirdly, it's every time my parents have a wedding anniversary, people give them a bottle of champagne as a gift. And I don't think either of my parents particularly like champagne, so it's one of those things that, should we just drink a bottle of champagne tonight? Normally White Wolf, it would be topping up once a week, but we normally keep about a month's worth of food. At the moment, it's sometimes, although, again, you want to social distance, it's been a bit more frequent just because sometimes you want to get certain items and they're just not in a supermarket. Thank you very much, Random Stuff 101. I appreciate it. If a Discord post the ID. Oh, yeah, I did hear about that, Chris. It's pathetic, isn't it? Again, it's like, if people are walking about in the Lake District, because the thing I don't get right, let's say, of the police, how they're acting, is they seem to have a go at people for using their cars to drive to a remote place to walk about. Surely driving to a remote place to have a walk is better than walking in a crowded park near your house, because you're not going to infect other people when you're in your car. And then if you go to a big rural national park, you're not infecting people there because of how big the spaces are. But I know the police are getting a lot of shit now because all the different constabularies, whatever they call them, are all acting completely differently. Some are being reasonable, some aren't doing anything, and others are being, total, I'm a... Did you donate, though, Noskio? Because Discord's full of donators. So it's now a Black Lagoon. Is there a creature from the Black Lagoon, though? What city are you in? TY808 beats, but that's not a good thing. But yeah, Random Stuff, as you've donated, if you've got a Discord, post your Discord ID. It will completely depend on different gas masks, Ethan, regarding size. All right, cool, Max. Glad you saw it. I didn't check the comments recently, so I didn't see if you'd written on it, but I'm glad you found it interesting. So yeah, just to repeat what I said, it works, as in if you put it next to something that's radioactive, it gets a higher reading next to something that's radioactive than background. But in terms of, accurately reporting that there's radiation there, for a phone, just get one of these. Or you could get one of the even smaller things, because I've technically got a scintillator for my phone, which is this thing, which is very small. Oh, and thank you for the donation as well, Chris, and thank you, Matt Ben Nafont, or whatever your name is. Sorry, I'm afraid I'm butchering that because they're Cyrillic letters and they shouldn't be pronounced English, should they? But apologies, I have no idea how to pronounce that. Chris said, do you like Asti? I love the stuff. Have I ever drunk it? Let's have a look. Oh, well, I'm English, so I've obviously drunk it because I'm alcoholic. But like martini. Yeah, I've had it before. It's better than champagne. But again, isn't that quite similar to champagne? Just it's like they can't call it champagne because it's not made in that region of France. Just like how cognac can only be cognac if it's made in a certain region rather than just being generic brandy. Well, a bandana tied around your mouth is better than no protection. Measure your head, Ethan, using a gas mask measuring chart like the one behind me that you conveniently can't see because there's a hose in the way. Right, I'll explain my day to you, Pete, because fuck all's happened in it as usual. I got up quite early to wait for parcels, but at least I got up early and didn't lay in bed all day just letting the day go past because I didn't feel like doing anything. So I got up 7 a.m. I played Mountain Blade Warband all day. Not Warband, sorry, Bannerlord. Waited for the post to come to the postman, and the postman didn't have any posts for me today, so it was pointless getting up early. And then I had a couple of courier things dropped off, but neither of them were really for me. Actually, I lied. The Buscapans for me, but the other thing was like a parcel for my mum. So there was that. And I played some RuneScape as well. That's been my day, and then I bought my dad and myself a takeaway because we're stuck here doing nothing, and at least our local Indian takeaway is still open. So you can't sit in there as a restaurant. But I said to him, "Do you fancy a takeaway tonight? I'll pay for it." And then my dad's like, "Oh, there's champagne in the cupboard. Let's open champagne." So cheers. Well, too dumb to die. I definitely agree with you there. Masks certainly do matter, Bruno. But yeah, did you hear them trying to weasel their way out of being asked why the NHS still don't have PPE equipment today? Because they were basically just going, "Oh, it's the logistics of getting it to people, but we're getting it to them." But again, when you see a lot of the things they're being given, it's essentially just a bit of plastic stuck to a surgical mask. That's not a respirator, because surgical masks don't filter anything. It's like, again, as much as, China's to blame for a lot of this, or the CCP is to blame for a lot of this, these are a hell of a lot better buying these masks to reuse than the masks the NHS are buying. Probably be a lot cheaper in the short run as well. But I've seen stuff like that, Mom Spaghetti, and thank you for the donation, where NHS workers are literally having to use bin bags and plastic bags to get some sort of shielding stuff because they are not being provided with PPE, which is scandalous. But But it doesn't surprise you, does it? I don't know why any of this surprises me anymore. It's all so tiresome. But there you go. What was the question about taxes? I might have missed that one, Halon, but I know they avoided the question about as well about test kits, didn't they? They were asked about test kits, and then they talked about reagents for test kits, not why are we not testing. I think my RuneScape username, and thank you, XO Georgia X, is Tyrant T100 or Tyrant _ T100. But I've had my friends chat and public chat set to off for ages in RuneScape because I'm very antisocial. It might be an MMO, but I occasionally just play it so I can grind while listening to documentaries. Well, can't it be both murderous and scandalous, Ben? It doesn't have to be just one, does it? Red Alert 2 is a great game. It's a shame it crashes quite a lot on Windows 10. Imagine Yuri's Revenge would crash just as much, though, wouldn't it, on Windows 10? Well, the problem is, Nuclear YT, a lot of nations have done the thing of claiming that masks didn't work because they were saying the thing of doctors should have the masks, so don't buy them yourself. But they weren't honest about it. If they were honest, they'd simply say, health services do not have enough respirators. We need them to protect frontline staff. Please do not buy them up. People might, do that if they were being honestly told, but I think it's just because they have to constantly lie to people. Right, thank you, random stuff, and thank you again. Let me add you now. FX10 says, notice me, senpai, hello. As soon as you accept that, I'll invite you to the server. Yep, I've got that pre-ordered JS23. I'm glad it's on Steam. I didn't have to get fucking Origin for it. We're going very off topic about Corona now, aren't we? Yeah, exactly, Dominic. All the people on the tills. At my local Sainsbury's, there's lots of elderly staff still expected to work, even though they're not given PPE. So, the people who are directly at risk of this. My GP4, I think, is a size 3, and that's a bit too big for me, so a size 2 would be better. It's only a one-time payment thing, Fall TV, but you'd need to do it either via YouTube Super Chat or Patreon. That's really the only way of doing it, because I don't like giving out the PayPal address to random people. But you'd only have to donate $1 as well. It's just more like a paywall just to stop random people spamming the chat asking for invites like they're doing at the moment. Is that a good or bad thing, masks and preps? I suppose it's bad for local businesses, but they've probably been forced closed by this point, isn't it? But it's good if you want a nice, quiet place and not to be infected. Gregory, I don't blame her for wanting PPE, but yeah, my mum uses one of my masks now. She asked could she have a mask, so I fit tested her with one of my small it was the MSA Advantage 410 she's using. There's nothing downloading in the background at my end. Thank you, Ali. He says, Shalom, my man, got my MP5 ready. Loves the vids as always, and thanks for the advice. Don't have Discord, but buy yourself a beer. Thank you very much. I'm drinking up champagne in the cupboard, which costs a lot more than beer, but I don't like it as much. So I'm literally doing myself and my family a service drinking this up. But thank you very much, Ali, and I hope you're doing well. I hope you like your MP5. Do you know if you've got a genuine MP5 or have you got the original French one that some sellers label as the MP5? Carter Frey says, so I purchased a GP5 and the top of the head rips, not on the seam though. Because it could be, or it just could be it wasn't stored very well. If as long as you measure yourself for a size and you get one in the right size, you'd be very unlucky to have a GP5 rip. They're pretty tough rubber. Other than me telling you, Luca, to get a different mask. But a good filter for the GP7V. Right, a filter, because Russia's banned PPE exports, the only filters I can think of at the moment would be these Czech ones, because apparently the Czech Republic still makes GOST filters. So if you see here, there's a modern GOST filter, if it wants to focus. See, GOST OZ40X4, and this is a fairly modern, as you see there, 2016, Czech filter made by Avec. So, yeah, in regards to GOST filters, these Czech ones are actually quite nice, but how available they are, I don't know. It just came with this mask. Yeah, that isn't a problem non-stop, and this is one of the things I wanted to talk about before we keep getting sidetracked, is how many governments do you think will not repeal emergency laws, of like restricting movement and all the stuff like that? I've got a Belgian export version of the M51, as in the one the French made for the Belgians, so I don't have an official French one, but I've got the Belgian one. Same mask, really, but... There's also the M53, which is the M51 with a better cover on the nose bit. Thank you again, Ali. He says, I'm not sure. Was a guy in London selling, so came with filter all working, so not ripped or anything, and down here it works with a tinny. So as long as it works, that's a good bit. It's just, yeah, the easy way of telling is actual MP5s normally say like mask pole atop the, written on the top headband. There's also a couple of other minor differences where you can see like branding on them and stuff like that, but as long as it works, it doesn't matter. It's just if you were buying it online, I'd say always try and get the actual Polish ones, not the original French ones, because despite the fact the French designed it, they didn't build them very well. And thank you, Magician Man 13. Yes, definitely, as Altric says, like the stream. It certainly helps me out because there's twice as many people watching at the moment than people who have liked. No, that's all right, Altrix. I don't want to do that because as much as it would probably keep it a lot more civil on there, I don't want to change it now for people that were on there before, because originally it was just if people donated anything, they could get on. But it's just because my views exploded thanks to Corona, or I should say, fucking Corona, but you know what I'm getting at. All of a sudden, people wanted to watch the videos about masks. Suddenly, there was a lot more people willing to donate, but... All right, Mike, you haven't missed much. I've been drinking champagne, even though there's nothing worth celebrating, and we've been talking about Corona and gas masks and other random shit. But ideally, I would like to get it back on topic, which was, what do you think could happen in the foreseeable future, with other things being a knock-on effect from Corona, as in like civil liberties being oppressed, you know, like looting, civil disobedience, civil unrest. All right, Callumshires. That's good, Chad. The only problem is FP5s that are newer don't seem to be GOST anymore. Why should I stop swearing, Alex? Yeah, you don't even need a chemical suit. Stop looking. It's just if you wanted to decontaminate easily, they make it very easy because you can just literally take them off. What crossbow videos did you watch then, Nuked? But yeah, I used to do a lot more crossbow videos, but as the rules have got, and thank you, that guy, or that GHI. Yeah, I definitely like the S10 Frocken. But yeah, the S10 is one of my favourites. I prefer the FM12 and CT12 to the S10, but Callum has made an excellent... Oh, Altrix hid the comment I just allowed. Well, that, sadly, Tingles, is a thing that could be a thing that I think it isn't going to be good for people's mental health if they're stuck in their houses too long. In the short term, I think a lot of people are like, oh, it's a holiday. But if it drags on and on for months, it isn't going to be as happy as that, is it? So I think there's a lot of people that if they're stuck in their houses for months, are going to go a bit batshit. And that's like a nice way of putting it. Sam Barker, thank you very much. He said, sorry, but any cleaning advice for an S6? Right, take the filter off of it, soak it in a sink filled with soapy water, as in just like dish detergent with a bit of warm water, not hot. And if you want to polish it afterwards to make it look nice, get some silicone lubricant. This stuff. This will make it like reflectively shiny. It's almost like polishing a table, but doing it with a mask. It also preserves the rubber. I use silicone lubricant to get the dry rot off of my S6. But yeah, that's a good thing to use on these masks. Thanks, Mike. CT12 doesn't have the drinking tube. The drinking tube's removed, and they've basically filled the drinking tube system in with plastic, so there's no risk of a leak. Planet Zog said, not on Discord, but want to donate because you're saving lives. Have a couple of beers on me, mate. All right, thank you very much. I appreciate that. But yeah, the thing is, I wouldn't even say I'm going that far. All I'm saying is here's advice that it doesn't sadly get shared to people very much. Because sadly, a lot of the people who should know about masks and educate people on them will just tell you they don't work because you're not a doctor. They do this weird double think, don't they? But yeah, I'm glad the information's useful. As I said, it's only just because I like reading about a lot of the history of like nuclear, biological, chemical warfare. And again, it kind of is a bit of a depressing state of the world, isn't it? Where somebody on YouTube who has read sort of old training manuals on NBC warfare is giving you more honest advice than health advisors on wearing masks. You do have to question where that's gone wrong, don't you? Bruno says, thank you very much. He said, moving to the woods and living in a 12-kilometre... I assume that's meant to be kilometre, is it? Forest? That sounds nice. For radiation UFC, all you need is a P3, P100 filter, same as what I've been recommending for Corona, because it's just to stop particles getting through. Because radiation, like gamma rays, are going to penetrate your mask anyway and cook you anyway. All you're going to be able to protect yourself with a mask is inhaling fallout dust. So radionuclides in dust form will be stopped by a particle filter. But if anything ever gets like Chernobyl, nuclear war levels are bad, you probably want to die in the explosions, in all honesty, because the grim reality of sort of dying from radiation, sickness, or starvation in a Fred's type scenario, I'd rather just go out with the bombs. Magic Monkey Dust says, my sister is an intensive care nurse for the NHS. She wears a Draeger Explore 8000 powered mask. Is it any good for Corona? It'd be absolutely fine. As long as it's the right filters on it, that'd be fine, but that's at least a good mask. Sadly, a lot of doctors aren't getting stuff like that, but at least she's got something good. But yeah, a lot of doctors are only getting fucking surgical masks with a bit of plastic on them, aren't they? It literally, so what you're seeing a lot of doctors get is a surgical mask with, like, essentially a sheet of plastic. I could fucking make one of those at home, right? Where's an N95? So here's an actual N95 mask. This is an FFP2 one, but serves an example. So let's pretend this is the mask a lot of doctors in the NHS are getting. This is actually better than a lot of the masks the NHS are getting. That's the sad thing. So let's just sort the straps out. So let's say this is the masks they're being issued with. All they're getting is like a plastic thing that goes like that. It's literally like somebody stuck a bit of what are they called? You know, like those things you have with plastic that's for like a plastic folder for keeping sheets in. It's almost like one of those just literally stuck to it. That's the level of PPE they're giving some of the NHS workers. It's like, fuck's sake, if you're being that stingy, buy them fucking surplus GP5s or something. The probability of getting infected would be a lot lower. Ali Jones, right, let me add you then, Ali. Thank you very much. Let me just do that now before I forget. But yeah, it's, if I've added you on Discord because you've donated, make sure you PM me so I can invite you to the server, because sometimes people on Discord give me their ID, I add them, but then they never PM me, so I can't remember that they've accepted the invite. Yeah, Aldo, I mean, some of those people are just going to shut up and pretend they never said that, which might be a good thing in hindsight, but you still get people phoning an LBC going, it's just a flu, why are people taking it seriously? Right. Mr. Jones, invite to server. There we go. No, can't have a taser, sadly, in the UK. They're Section 5 firearms, aren't they? You'd get more legal shit for owning a taser illegally than if you owned a black market firearm. That's the weird UK laws for you. Right, Crowbar, if you didn't break it, hopefully it's all right. Oh, Altrix deleted the message anyway. I think a lot of people, Ricardo, are collectors of masks or NDC gear that come in the comments. Other people just want to know about Corona stuff. But yeah, as Jackass says, sadly, they're just literally sneeze guard faces. Oh, Alien Tenno, thank you very much. I almost missed your comments. He said, how long before blackouts? In a few countries, apparently what they're doing is they're keeping like power plant workers quarantined in the power plants. So there's no infection risk to them. And they're like sleeping and working in the power plants and getting more pay for it. But in countries where they don't do that, or there's more of a reliance on materials being transported from here to somewhere else for the fuel or whatever for power plants, there could very well be blackouts. But yeah. Right, cool, Ricardo. Glad you enjoyed the videos. Yeah, pepper spray, you're right. Guerrero, or however your name's pronounced, is the same as a taser. If I illegally had an assault rifle in my house, right? Let's say I had a submachine gun or an assault rifle under my desk. I would get in less trouble for that, as far as I understand UK laws, than if I had taser or pepper spray. Normally every day, Martin, at the moment, because I've not got much else to do because I'm in quarantine, or, you know, social isolation, whatever they call it, to, you know, cut down the risk of infection. So it's quite boring, and these sort of keep me sane, even if I end up drunkenly rambling on the streams. Yeah, I think things are going to get worse, sadly, Jack. I'm doing all right, other than the fact I sometimes think, am I talking to myself when I'm at home just because I'm getting so bored, or, you know, not meeting enough different people like you normally would. Sadly, Magic Monkey Dust, I don't normally give it out unless I know the people for quite a while. You don't have to donate if you don't want to. Cheers, Sam Barker. let me add you on Discord. And then don't forget, once I add you on Discord, send me a PM if I don't immediately send you a friend request once I've accepted you, because otherwise people kind of get buried in the thing. Yeah, TED Talks, you're right, Gregory, would be a good thing to pass the time. I like listening to LBC a lot. If you look in, Samuel, the description, there's a Patreon link there. If you donate via Patreon, you can just PM me on Patreon once you've donated. It's actually easier to sort out Discord invites through Patreon than it is Super Chat. But again, Patreon, like YouTube, do take a cut of it. No, I've never really listened to Muse, Rajiv, in all honesty. I listen to LBC, Rajiv, sometimes when I just want something on in the background, but sometimes I like listening to LBC to get angry. Is there a word for that when you want to listen to something that's going to make you angry for the purpose of getting angry? But yeah, there's occasions where I listen to LBC. Somebody's inviting me to join a server. I don't know why. Oh, right. But yeah, with LBC, I sometimes like hearing how weird, like you listen to it and think, are there people really this stupid? And there are. If I did masks and preps, I wouldn't be showing them on here, would I? Because I'm not that stupid. Yeah, it's a bit like a rage addiction. Yeah, it's a bit like sadism, I guess, but it's not like cock and ball torture sadism, is it? But yeah, it's just like when you have people phone in just going, you're all the idiots, it's just a flu, it's not going to affect everybody. Why are you taking it seriously? Yep, you did donate. Person with a Russian name I can't pronounce. I can read Wagey McPorfag. So you see that bit I can read, but I can't read it when it's Cyrillic. There you go. How do you know? For people who don't know, I send you a Discord friends request from my actual account, then invite you to the server. Sadomasochistic, that was the word, good cat, snake cats. I suppose it could be sadomasochistic, but yeah, it's just not cock and ball torture, is it really? Yes, Demolux, but I'm not sure exactly how the law works on that. The answer, put simply, is you are allowed to own blank firers, but I don't know all the caveats, and I know the laws have changed over time. Oh, thank you very much, the Sparrow. You said my payday is your payday, boss man. Thank you very much. I hope you're keeping sane. Are you keeping sane? Just about. Currently, I'm about there on my sanity meter. I don't know if listening to LBC daily helps or makes it worse, in all honesty. Altric said some other people have donated that they put their tags. Can you copy and paste their tags, please, Altrix, if you spot them and I've not seen them? Because if the chat's moving too fast, I'm not going to notice them. Jack T reckons listening to LBC makes it worse, much worse. Yes, I definitely agree China lied about their death count. It's funny how only the media has been saying this like in the last day, though, isn't it? Where back in January, I was saying, a lot of other people, not just me, because I'm not trying to sound smart. It's just back in January, lots of people were going, would a closed-off communist state actually be telling the truth about a disaster happening in a communist country? Surely not. And then, why don't you 100% believe China's figures? Even when the crematorium staff are saying they're working 24/7, the crematorium ovens are breaking down. Ali Jones says, thinks I'm going to be crazy, but got some models on the way, so hope you don't go crazy, man. Yeah, hopefully we don't go crazy, and if we do, hopefully it's in the best method of going crazy. Yeah, that's a good idea, Demilux. I need to go walking in the woods a bit more, I think, just because I think a bit of nature would do me good at the moment. I don't know what radiation detectors Japan used in Fukushima, Dorian. It could have potentially been whatever the Japanese army's like dosimeters were, or it could just be random scientific models they bought. I've never even seen pictures of the dosimeters they were using. So it's just going to get worse then, is what you're saying, James. Right, thank you, Altrix. I will start adding them manually that way. Right, the first one you posted it doesn't like, so the capitalizations, etc. are wrong, but I'll try the Magic Man one. It doesn't like either of those. It says with both of them capitalization, spelling, etc. are incorrect. But it could also just be Discord being Discord. Wuhan or China or whatever. Yet apparently only this many people have died in this period. I don't have Netflix, I'm afraid, Gregory. I've got Amazon Prime. I think they're adding a load of shit tomorrow, aren't they? Ooh, what did he say? I want to see. Oh, he was making a stupid political point. Well done. That's not what you do on the stream like this. Let's hope Soda Miles play games. But as I was saying, Miles, the problem is when you're reliant on listening to an autistic person on YouTube tell you about masks for protection, not listening to highly paid doctors on the news, something's gone very wrong in your country. But that's just what we're seeing in a lot of places, isn't it? That random fuckers on YouTube apparently can tell you the truth a bit more than doctors on the TV. So there you go. I think something's just gone very wrong at a level in society when that happens. Yeah, that's the problem, the dude, and that's very on topic with what I was wanting to ask at the beginning of this stream. Yeah, because if a lot of countries are using phone tracking to check if you're breaking quarantine or being close to an infected person, they can definitely keep the excuse going of why you need a phone on you at all times and to be tracked, don't they? Oh, Weapon Collector and Altrix got the same person both at once, but I can't even see their comment. I wanted to see what they'd written now. Never mind. I doubt my dad would want to do a stream, Mitch Blitz. I've not got anything downloading, Gregory, so it either means the internet is really shit down my road at the moment, or it means you need to lower the quality at your end, or it means I'm being censored. I don't know. Sadly, it seems like the stream's lagging for a lot of people then. Ah, so it was just a boring troll comment, was it, Mike? It wasn't even something clever. Right, don't spam questions about hurting other people in the chat. If you want me to phrase, if you got shot by a £40 crossbow, would it be bad for you? The answer is yes. So I'd advise you not to get shot by a crossbow. I don't think it's just the US, Rusty. I think the UK is going to be pretty fucked as well by the end of this. Probably better in some ways, worse in others, Tesco. It'd probably be equally as fucked. They'd just probably fucked it from a different angle. Yeah, Han, you're just completely right on that regard. They have been saying that there is just a lot of strain on lines at the moment because so many people are stuck at home doing nothing all day, so they are just using the internet. Random stuff. What was your Discord name again? Can you post your Discord name in the chat? Right, let me try the Leathermane one, Eltrix, again, and see if it works. It might be just a case where I have to paste it like 10 times and it'll work. The problem is if I do names too many times on Discord in a row, it then times you out from adding people, doesn't it? Because it thinks you're spamming like the server. Right, like 10 times in a... Oh, wait, no. Leathermain 11111 is not accepting friends requests. They'll have to add you to become friends, right? You need to change your friends thing, Leathermain, whoever you are. No, I need to get it ready, handless Mace Windu. And I know I'm being stupid not having it ready, but thank you very much. But I'll try the other one, but random stuff. What was your Discord name? Have you posted again? Kanga. Right, let me it should have... I thought it worked fine when I added you. Can you post your full Discord ID again, please? Random stuff. The name and the ID. And I'll try again and invite you. I'll try the other one, Altrix, but with one of them, it's just because they're not accepting the friends thing. So again, I can't add people unless they have their privacy settings set so you can actually add them. I'm trying the Magic Man one again. I wonder if I just delete the first thing and then put it back. No, it's still not working. Probably just the internet being overloaded, Pete. Right, Samuel, let me try that again then. Yep, that's worked that time. So accept that and then I can invite you. There we go. Invite to server. There we go. Very strange GZ Deuce, isn't it? I don't know why. If your house set on fire, you'd have to bug out. But personally, I'd bug in until you'd have to bug out, you know. Oh, yeah, and if you post a thing on Discord, Samuel, it doesn't hide your comments, unlike YouTube, where you might say a naughty word and then YouTube shadow bans your comments. Sadly, Gazzy, at the moment, I don't know anywhere that's got filters in stock that definitely work. I wasn't aware the FBI had taken me, or CIA had taken me hostage, Gregory. That's good to know. Anyway, did what's-his-name get back to me with his actual random stuff? Has random stuff posted his full ID again in the chat? No. If you're using the particulate filters on the GVS Ellipse, Alex, they will last literally months to years unless you're constantly grinding or sanding or working in smoky environments with them. But if you're just wearing down the street or something or on public transport, months to years. If they're the vapor filters, once you open them, they can literally run out in a day or two. No, Tesco, not at the moment. I've just been listening to LBC. I might see if I can download somewhere every series of The Apprentice made, not the US version, the UK version. And then slowly watch as it turn more and more into a reality show. Well, ABEC P3 filters, UFC, cover you against quite a lot of vapors as well as particulates. So if you don't know what threat you might be encountering, a combination filter like that is better. If you just simply wanted a filter for practical use, generally particulates are the best filters. I thought you were on about the supermarket then, Frosty, but you mean the country, right? So in the country of Iceland, people are putting teddy bears in windows and kids and adults go for a walk and count them. So is that a bad thing as in they're getting infected, or is it a nice thing to do while they're isolating? If it's a nice thing to do when they're isolating, that's quite nice. But if it's people who are just violating quarantine to count teddy bears, then that's probably a bad idea. Right, thank you, Altrix. Let me try and re-add some of these people as I'm slowly falling asleep in my chair. But yeah, I think most of the issue is just drinking too much champagne. I don't even like champagne. It has to be drunk up. That one worked. Thank you, Altrix. Let me try the Magic Man one again, just in case Discord suddenly works. Magic Man, unfortunately, still doesn't work. Let me try it with a capital M. No, still doesn't work. Oh well. Did what's his name ever get back with his ID? Yeah, that's the funny thing, Tesco. It's an interesting conspiracy theory, isn't it? But apparently the supermarkets have had their best month ever on record for sales. So that makes you think in a way, doesn't it, that are these sort of emergencies good for supermarkets? Apparently they are. Survive says he actually thinks it is a bioweapon. This is one of the times I wouldn't be calling you a tinfoil hat for thinking that, but I'm not going to, publicly tell people who want to know about respiratory information it's a bioweapon, but it makes me a bit suspicious. I know educated people that tell me it is and other educated people that tell me it isn't. But regardless, I think... Right, let me add that guy then, Eltrix. But regardless, it is bad, whatever it is, but that didn't work, double check capitalization. That didn't work, double check capitalization. Let me try it without a capital T. No, it's saying friend request fail, didn't work, double check that the capitalization, spelling, any spaces and numbers were correct. I'll try copying and pasting it in again just in case, but no, it still doesn't like it, and it's not saying it's because they're set to private. Tesco Propaganda Ministry says, seeing the way my Tesco treats customers like citizens in City 17, maybe they plan to take over the nation by controlling the food supply and becoming a mega corporation government. Do you think you're going to get metro cops smacking you if you violate the 2-meter trolley distance? There's plenty of GP5s still on eBay, Master Gamer. There might even still be GP5s on Amazon Prime, I don't know. Tesco Metro Cops, perfect. Yeah, exactly, pick up that can. I'll put it in the trolley. Some do, some don't, Glockman. It depends if they're trained armed officers. Well, that'd be Mega City one. That's good, Bruno. I am very happy the Czechs are making masks on a mass scale. Are they making any cool masks, or are they just making like little surgical masks? But yeah, if they started mass making like CM4s, CM5s again, maybe even like OM90s or whatever, that'd be fucking cool. Pick up that bog roll. Now put it back on the shelf. Right, I'll try the Samuel one again then, Altrix. Which one was his ID, though? Eltrix. Which of those was his ID? Was it that guy or was it Magic Man? Because I've got Ledo Main added now. I've already got him added. I sent him an invite to the server. He said thanks a lot. So I've got him on the server, Eltrix. Paul said, thoughts on Myra? Right. Myra. Myra is a Czech company that makes Czech masks. Right, you'll see where I'm going with this, because I don't want to sound like I'm just quoting a Wikipedia page. Myra makes all the masks lots of other Czech companies make, but Myra charges a lot more for them. So, for example, a mask like this CM5, if Myra made this, rather than costing me £50, it would cost me £250, even though it's the exact same mask. Because Myra likes to pretend their filters and their masks are better than all the other Czech companies that make the exact same masks under license. So, Paul, if my answer is if you can get a Myra mask or filter for a cheap price, then it's fine. If it costs you any more than any of the other Czech brands, it's a ripoff. Avec, I will point out, which seems to make both filters and masks, they're a Czech company. They do not overcharge like Myra do. So they are obviously a better Czech company. Has that answered your question? And I'm not even being so anti-Myra like some of the people in the chat here are, who basically talk about how Myra dog shit non-stop. But I just do not like Myra's advertising thing, and the fact they'll say other masks are junk to say their masks are better. Also, they don't even make them, Chris. Wow. Okay. Right. No, they're even worse than I thought. And thank you again, Paul. So Chris says that Myra don't even make them. They import them from the Czechs. Right. So, okay. I'm going to be a Myra gas mask salesman now. Allegedly, so I don't get sued. I'm going to get this Avec, and I'm going to put a sticker over it, and then put Myra on it. And then I'm going to resell you this mask for 5 times the price. Does that sound like a good deal to you? But yeah, this is probably one of the reasons lots of people don't like Myra. Because, yeah, if what Chris has said is true, it's just rebranded Czech stuff, but at a much higher price. Yeah, I'll try that guy again, Altrix, but when I tried it earlier, his name didn't work. No, it's still saying didn't work. Double check spelling and capitalization. Let me try it with a capital G in guy. Yeah, it worked. It was a capital G in guy. That was a problem. Right, that guy. Send me a message. I've sent you a friend request. We figured it out. He didn't put a capital thing on it. That was the problem. And it's not your fault, Altrix. It's just that's Discord being Discord, isn't it? But, it's like capitalization dependent as well, and a lot of people don't even realize that. Yeah, but Ricardo, well, I suppose you wouldn't want a second-hand one from one of those sites, would you? I can understand why they'd be buying a new car, but what do they mean by a new bat? Well, Thunderfoot doesn't make very good videos about radiation, where he claims Chernobyl wasn't even a very big problem. And he also claimed that nerve agents aren't dangerous. So, as much as Thunderfoot might be skilled on some things, I don't tend to listen to him anymore just because he's talked so much bollocks in the past about, you know, oh, you don't need to worry about WMDs, they're not very frightening. All right, let me try a Magic Man one again, Altrix. It didn't even copy it that time. Magic Man, copy, paste. It worked, thank you. Right, Magic Man, send me a PM. Right, UFC, it's hard to say top 3, but here's one that can be very cheap and it's actually an alright mask. It's just some Chinese panoramic mask that's a rip-off of somebody else's mask. But the Chinese copied it to a decent standard, and these are like £20, $20 on AliExpress. So there you go. If you want a link to one of these, I'll sort you one out. Assuming that the company's shipping it. But the actual mask itself is very good for the price. There you go. Which bit of Amazon, Luke? Amazon US or Amazon UK? I'm afraid Amazon US, I can't really see what's on there because I'm in the UK. Linus Zhang, thank you very much for the donation. He said, what do you think about Scott Vision 4000 masks and Pro 2000 filters? Pro 2000 filters are very good. The only thing I previously didn't like with Pro 2000 filters is the only way they sealed them was in a plastic bag, but it seems a lot of newer ones actually have caps in the filters now. Let me look up the mask, but I'm sure it'll be absolutely fine, as long as it's one where it fits with the thing. Let me look up Scott Vision 4000 mask. But yeah, Scott Pro 2000 filters are very good, and like somebody figured out who's in the Discord, oh, that mask will be absolutely fine because it's the one the Chinese ripped off for this one, because I was asked about that before, it seems. So yes, that mask looks absolutely fine because it'll be a better quality version of that Chinese one, not even like that Chinese one. So there you go. But yeah, Scott Pro filters, as somebody found out on my Discord for reading a lot of the things, are actually DIN, not NATO. So Scott Pro filters are even more useful than I thought. Tesco Propaganda Ministry says in Soviet Russia gas mask wear you. Yeah, probably does. Amazon UK, Luke. Right, let me see if I can find you anything that's still in stock, because a lot of stuff isn't. Right, thank you, Altrix. I'll look into that one in a minute. But let's see if there's anything in stock still. There's not much coming up, I'm afraid. I'm looking for stuff that's actually good. Oh my fucking god, there's one of those pewter masks on there listed for £185. Right, for $35.99, there's the one I recommended, but just with the filters where you can put either the 3M ones on it or the other thing. There you go. It's literally the only thing I can spot at the moment. Right, let me try the Kangar one. Altrix, thank you. And I'll be off in a minute. Friend's request failed. Double check spelling. Double check spelling. Double check spelling. Let me try it with a capital C. Now, it doesn't like it with both lowercase and uppercase. If you can get Kangar to post his ID again, we'll try it again. What country are you in, Pete? But there was nuclear fallout from basically all over Europe from Chernobyl, obviously in varying degrees. Scandinavia got a lot of it a lot worse, like Sweden got a lot of it, and Belarus and Poland got loads of it compared to a lot of other countries. But yeah, Chernobyl did affect most of Europe in terms of nuclear fallout. Finland, yeah, so you'd have got it with Sweden, wouldn't you? Because it would have just gone directly north, a lot of the fallout on the wind, the strontium-90, the cesium and all that shit. Yep, I would agree with you on some of that, Jack. Yep. Nordic resilience, both in the UK and US, a lot of people are saying, should victory gardens be re-implemented, whereas in people plant a lot of goods in their own garden if they've got space. And I think that's a great idea. You know, if people have got the garden space and they plant peas, carrots, and all those sort of things, what's wrong about that? I can't see how anybody can slant that as a bad thing. People growing a bit of produce in their own garden. Yeah, I'm feeling quite a bit better now, Henry, thank you. My glands are almost completely back to normal. It was swollen. Most of the flu symptoms have been gone for a week. Right, Linus said, thank you very much again. He said, best way to get hands on good, used, or new Airbus, LBM, or Avon FM53, C50, hard to get them. I live in UK, not in Canada or US eBay. So, right, the only one of those masks I have is an M50, which is close to a C50, isn't it? Just in the own filter type. And that was on eBay secondhand, where somebody just somehow managed to get them in. There's not going to be much chance, I'm afraid. You can find private sales, but they're generally pretty expensive. You're looking £200, £300 normally for an Avon FM53, I think, did Chris sell his? If Chris is still in the chat, he might let you know if he sold his or if he still got his. But, yeah, in regards to the UK, you're not going to get a new one unless it's hot property, because Avon doesn't sell to civilians as far as I'm aware. They only sell to companies. I don't know about Airbus, but I had a takeaway tonight, Daniel. I'll let you know in 2 weeks if I die. You got £400 for yours. There we go then. That was a good price. But yeah. But yeah, sadly, I think you're going to struggle to get an FM53 or a C50 or like an M50 or whatever in new or very new condition for a reasonable price, just because, again, they're very sought after and not really sold to the public. Tim, thank you very much. You said, yes, P48 fit it round my face, but no matter how much I put it won't get a proper see. I always hear hiss because I'm breathing too hard. Right, with the JSP48, mine's in my car. I've got it in my car all the time now in the glove compartment. Well, not in the glove compartment, in the side door, so I don't forget it. So I can't get it to try it for you just at the moment. With a lot of masks like that, if you breathe too hard when doing a fit check, you will hear air hiss, because I think the exhale valve will flap the other way, just due to the massive amount of pressure you're putting on it. But if it seems to fit your face all right and you do the straps up, don't do them completely tight, because then that can have a negative effect. But if it seems to be sitting properly and you've not got glasses breaking it, and you've not got like stubble that could be breaking it, as long as it seems to pressurize to a decent degree, I think you should be fine. I know normally I wouldn't really want to advise that, but I think with JSP48s and a lot of like the 3M style masks, it does seem a lot of the time that, you know, the reason that they often don't seem to be completely fine is just simply because you get a bit of air backflowing if you do a pressure check. My favourite gas mask bag ever, Ron, is the one my Czech M10 came in, which is like some sort of green vinyl bag. Or it's the M10M's bag. The regular M10 bags are much cheaper, but it's like a really nice like vinyl kind of, you know, like fake leather bag. It's really nice. Like very good quality. Sadly, I've never even seen those bags separately on eBay. Otherwise, I'd probably have bought quite a few as just storage bags. JSP48 uses its own unique filter, so it's not 40mm or whatever. It's a bit like, you know, 3M have the 3-point bayonet filters. JSP48's like 4-point bayonets. It's its own proprietary filter. It's not a standard thread. Right. Thank you, Bennett. Yes, you've donated, so you can. Post your Discord ID quick before I go off, because I was meant to go off a couple of minutes ago. So quick, post your ID, post your ID. Post your ID. No, the Swiss bag I've got... Oh, wait, Ron, I might. If it's like the dark green kind of colour one, I've got a really small Swiss bag like that, because I can't fit many masks in it, so I don't use it for mask storage. I mean, unless you... I don't know how you can have a robot combat other than just a robot that maybe cares for people in a ward, you know, that can't get infected. Or a robot that could test people, maybe. But Pablo, the MP5, regardless of if you get the Polish version or the original French one, they are both 40mm masks in 40mm NATO, so GOST NATO filter should work fine. What's your ID? Right, Bennett. At the bottom of Discord, you should have a thing you can click that copies your name and your 4-digit ID. I can't add you without all of that. They did in World War I and World War II, as far as I'm aware, Squishy Dog, and horse masks, but I don't think they do anymore. Oh, I've got hiccups now. I'm going to be off in a minute. I'm just literally waiting on you, Bennett. Is what not working, Random Stuff 101? I sent you an invite on Discord. Unless you didn't get back to me. Right, on Discord, if you have a look, Random 101, I'm pretty sure I sent you one. Did you accept it? If you accepted it, I asked you to PM me. But let me just go on all. I can probably find you manually if you have accepted it and you've not PM'd me. But, No, I can't see on my friends list. What did Altrix say your name was? Oh, Linus, let me add you. Wait, yours random stuff was yours that guy 6778, or was yours a different one? Again, please post your full Discord ID. Right, I'm just adding Linus saying thanks, Altrix. There you go. All right, thank you. Let me do that one, Mike. Right, it doesn't like that one. It says check the capitalizations. Let me try it with a lowercase b. It was lowercase b on B Martella. That was why that one didn't work. Right, let me do the bucket one as well. Right, bucket and B Martella, send me a message as soon as you accept the friend's invite so I can PM you an invite. Right. I just want to check before I go off, did random stuff repost his ID? Because I did want to sort one out for random stuff. Sadly, Alex, you're going to struggle to find the GVS ellipse filters anywhere in stock. You could normally get them on Amazon completely fine, but they've just been selling out like the masks. But I think GVS ellipse filters you used to be able to get from Amazon and Screwfix and all the places like that. But right, there we go. Right, B Martella's got his one as well. So we're just waiting on you. You can random stuff, but I'm not as likely to see it. But if you want to PM it to Altrix or whatever, or if you just want to post it on a video and then let me know. If you post it on a video within the next 5 minutes, I can spot it, but the problem is it will get buried in comments if I don't know when you've made it. Right, I'll be on tomorrow for a stream anyway for all the people asking. But I tell you what, random stuff. Let me bookmark your YouTube channel so I can remember that I need to get your thing from you. Is this the same random stuff as... I don't even know if that's the same person. Because I can't actually go to your channel, can I, with... All right, thank you, Altrix. Yeah, if not random stuff, do it the next stream. We'll remember you've donated, thank you. But yeah, I need your full ID before I can add you and all that. Right. Right, Alan, if Jesus does come back soon, I hope you can sort everything out because we're in a bit of a mess, aren't we? Right, I will look in just a second and random stuff. Thank you very much. Right, bye, everybody. See you soon. See you tomorrow. Thank you to everybody that donated and all that. I'm sorry we went quite a bit off topic as usual on this stream, but I hope you all enjoyed it. Probably a very similar time, Jack Smith, about 8 p.m. So bye. Let's all stay sane and stay safe.